Hello students, in previous class we discussed about the wave optics and optical instruments, and let me start with the wave optics. And in wave optics we have to study about the what is the wave nature of the light, how is the light can be as a wave, and which theories are supporting to the wave nature of the light. As we know the Newton classical theory and Max Planck's quantum theory suppose the light is a particle nature, whereas Huygens wave theory, Maxwell electromagnetic wave theory suppose that light is in the form of wave. But to explain the light, the properties of light which are interference and diffraction, we have to study about the wave nature of the light, and even we need to know about the transverse nature of light, which is explained by the polarization of the light. So let me start. The Huygens principle states that what is Huygens principle? What is the purpose of this Huygens principle? So he introduced this wavefront concept. What do you mean by the wavefront? When a light is propagating, then each it produces some wavefronts. Wavefronts is the particles which are in same phase. A surface of the constant phase is called wavefront. Is it okay? Now, a point source always produces the spherical wavefronts, whereas linear source produces the cylindrical wavefront, whereas a part of the spherical wavefront at a larger distance is treated as a plane wavefront. So we have spherical and cylindrical and plane wavefronts. Spherical wavefronts are produced by what? Point sources. Whereas cylindrical wavefronts are produced by the linear source of the light. Whereas plane wavefront, a part of spherical wavefront at a distance, at a larger distance is called what? Plane wave. Now, what is the plane wavefront? What do you mean by the amplitude and intensity of the waves? Remember, intensity of a wave is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude. Now, for a spherical wavefront, intensity is inversely proportional to the r square. Then here amplitude is inversely proportional to. Whereas for cylindrical wavefront, intensity is inversely proportional to r. Then amplitude is inversely proportional to root r. And whereas amplitude is constant and intensity is also constant for plane wavefront with the distances. Now, what is the purpose of this Huygens principle? Huygens principle is to find the shape of the new wavefront. At a later time. So after some time, we have spherical wavefront. Then what will be the wavefront after a time t? This is what Huygens principle. Each point on the wavefront acts as source of second wavefront, which will act as a secondary disturbance, which produces a secondary disturbance, and the light forwards the distance, which is distance traveled here v into t, speed of light and into time period. So that we need to know about the what is the wavefront. What is the wavefront? For example, if you are taken already, you studied in theory concepts. What happens when a plane wavefront is incident on a thin convex lens? What would be happening? Then it appears to be converges to a focus. For a concave mirror, if it is a plane wavefront is incident on a concave mirror, then what would be happening? It appears to be again here appears to be converged to the focus, new wavefront. Similarly, even if you have taken convex mirror, how it would be? Then this convex mirror also appears to be converges to the focus, plane wavefront. So whenever this part touches, it will take more time. Within this time, this part will be reflected. Okay, then because of this one appears to be converges to the focus. This part is advanced, this part appears to be focus. Okay, then wavefront is appears to be focus for convex mirror and concave. So whereas we know during refraction of the light, if a plane wavefront is incident, you know already when a plane wavefront is incident, what happens? If it is angle of incidence, and this is what distance traveling in the medium, and this is what angle of incidence, and this light ray is within distance, yeah, the light ray enters into the second medium. So this is what here, if it is angle of refraction, and this is what angle of refraction. Then it is incident plane wavefront. This is what refracted plane wavefront. Incident wavefront and refracted plane wavefront. So this is what we have seen already, and we know already according to the Huygens principle we can find the reflected wavefront or refracted wavefront. So which is what will be the shape of the wavefront at a later time. So let us take one. Here we have a spherical wavefront which is incident at this point. Then what will be the reflected wavefront? For this one, what is the direction of the light ray? If it is a spherical wavefront, the light ray is mapped to this spherical wavefront. This is the direction. Similar as here also, you take this is a light ray. Then what will be the incident ray? Like this will be. So then how do we get the reflected wavefront? Like this will get. Is it okay? This is what reflect incident wavefront, spherical plane, and reflected plane wavefront. We will see that examples also based on this one. Let us see in page number wave optics. Already we sent PDF to you and go through that one once. Let us discuss about the Huygens principle applications. So look at this first one. Wavefront is a locus of all points where the particles of the medium vibrate with the same. What is that? Same phase. Wavefront is a locus of the particles are vibrating same phase. So second option. Huygens concept of secondary wave. For what purpose it is required? It is used to geometrical method to trace a new wavefront. Okay, that time what will be the new wavefront? So Huygens concept of wavefronts is useful in geometrical construction of a wavefront. Third one, fourth option. Whereas fourth one, look at this one, which is similar to this one. Fourth one, fourth one. So it is incident plane wavefront. Then what will be the reflected plane wavefront? This is the reflected plane wavefront, which is fourth option. You can say. Whereas fifth one, look at this fifth one. Fifth one. Here the given medium mu is equal to 1 and mu is equal to root 2. That means light ray pass from rare medium to the dense medium. And here a light which is 45 degree incident plane wavefront. This is what? Plane wavefront. How are these waves? These are like wavefronts are like this. Plane wavefronts. Now what would be the refracted wavefront we need to construct? So we need to find the what would be the refracted wavefront. Look at this one. What is angle of incidence here? And it will be advanced in this case like this. Is it? Then what is angle of incidence here? 45 degree. Angle of incidence 45 degree. And mu1 is equal to 1. Apply Snell's law. From Snell's law, what is here? What will be happen? The light ray is refracted. How do we construct? By drawing tangent. What is the distance? If AB is a plane wavefront, BC is nothing but what? BC is the distance, speed of light in that medium into time. Within the same time, here what is the speed? V2. Time is what? V2t. Then as A as a center, V22 is a radius. We draw out of the length. And from this point just draw the tangent. Is it okay? Now what is this angle R? And what is this angle R? Is it okay? Now tell me what will be from Snell's law we find what is R value from mu1 sin 1. Mu1 is what? 1 into sin 45 is equal to mu2 root 2 into sin what is it? R. Sin 45 value is what? 1 by root 2. If this root 2 comes this side, again 1 by root 2 is equal to what? Sin. Then sin R is equal to 1 by 2. R is equal to how much is it? 30 degrees. R is equal to how much? 30 degrees. Now what will be the new wavefront shape? Here 30 means this is also what? 30. Then here you will get this is what? The shape of the wavefront which is 30 degrees is the refraction, and you would get the first option given here in material it is given. I think it is 4 but not get fourth option. You will get what? First option, third. Similarly, which of the following process can be explained by Huygens law of reflection and Snell's law, but not polarization? Huygens principle can explain only refraction and reflection, is it? But not polarization. It can explain interference, but not polarization. Interference and diffraction can be explained, but not polarization. Polarization is explained by using transverse nature of light, which is so both 1 and 2, fourth option. Seventh one. Plane wavefronts are incident on a spherical mirror. The reflected wavefronts will be, is it? What will be the reflected wavefronts? This is one like this, and this is then what you get? Both. Second option. Convex mirror. Okay. Second option. Is it? So let me discuss about the next concept which is related to the what would be the intensity of the light for constructive and destructive interference and path reference of the calculator. What is phase? Let us take a wave. Y is equal to A sin omega t. Then this omega represents what? Phase of the particle, phase of a wave, phase of a wave. Omega is nothing but. Whereas A is nothing but amplitude of a wave. Amplitude of a wave. Now let us take another second wave which is having the same amplitude. Let us take our E1 and amplitude is equal to sin omega t plus pi. Then what is the new phase here? Omega t plus pi is the new phase of the second wave. Omega sin omega t is the phase of the first wave. Okay. Now what you can write? Resultant phase difference. What is phase difference? Phase difference is nothing but here omega t plus pi minus omega t pi. This one minus this one. Whereas what will be the resultant amplitude? Resultant amplitude of the wave. A is equal to resultant amplitude of the wave is equal to A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos pi. Pi is nothing but what? Phase difference between these two waves. Whereas resultant intensity of a wave. Intensity of a wave. What is intensity of a wave? We know already I is proportional to A square. Then what you can write? That implies I is equal to, you take square on both sides. A square is equal to A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos pi. Then A is directly proportional to what? Root I. Is it? Now you substitute. A square is equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 root I1 root I2 cos pi is the resultant intensity of wave, and this is what resultant amplitude of the wave. Now tell me example, if you are taking y1 is equal to a1 cos omega t, whereas y2 is equal to a2 sin omega t. Remember, both you have to write in the same. It is sin, you convert this sign into cos or you convert this cos into sin, both should be in the same form, then only you can write the phase difference, isn't it? Now what do you get here? Sin omega is nothing but what? Cos omega t plus pi, isn't it? Then cos sin omega is written as cos omega. Sin omega is nothing but cos omega is sin omega t plus pi by 2. Then what will be the phase difference now? Pi by 2. Then what is resultant amplitude? Root over a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 is 0. Then a1 square plus a2 square is the resultant amplitude. a1 square plus a2. Is it? Now what do you mean by the interference superposition of the wave? Interference can be taken only for coherent sources. Coherent sources means constant phase difference should be takes place. Constant phase difference should be takes place. Whereas incoherent source means for constant phase then only the interference takes place. In a for coherent sources we will get interference. In interference, two or more waves are superposed, then the resultant wave will have maximum and minimum intensity, and this is called interference of the light. Now in interference we have constructive interference and destructive interference. Constructive interference means resultant amplitude is maximum or intensity is maximum. Then what is resultant amplitude? Root over you can see that for maximum phase difference must be phase difference pi is equal to even multiples of pi. Even multiples of pi for constructive interference. Then what? 2 pi, 0, 2 pi, 4 pi and so on. Then 2n pi and n is equal to what? 0, 1, 2 and so on. Phase difference for constructive interference. Whereas what is path difference? Path difference delta is equal to 2n into lambda by 2. Even multiples of the lambda by 2 are n lambda. N is equal to what here? 0, 1, 2 and so on. This is for constructive interference. Whereas for destructive interference, phase difference must be odd multiples of the pi. Odd multiples of the pi. Whereas even you can take 2n minus 1. Where n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. Whereas path difference is equal to odd multiples of the lambda by 2, whereas n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. Is it okay? Now for constructive interference the phase difference is maximum. Amplitude is maximum. So if the amplitude is maximum, then intensity is also maximum. Then A maximum is equal to A1 plus E. Whereas I maximum is equal to I1 plus I2 root I1 plus root I2 whole square, because A1 plus A2 whole square, then root I1 plus root I2 whole square. Here amplitude is minimum, which may be 0. A1 minus A2. This one, where is it minimum? If pi is equal to what? Minus 1 cos pi. When you take n is equal to 1, 2n minus 1, what? Pi. 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi. Then when I minimum is equal to A1 minus A2 whole square or root I1 minus root I2 whole square. Now, what is the ratio of the I maximum? I maximum minus I minimum by I maximum plus I minimum is called standing wave ratio. Standing wave ratio. I maximum minus I minimum is called what? Standing wave ratio by I maximum plus I minimum. For incoherent sources, intensity will be just added. I is equal to I1 plus I2, just added. No phases that will not touch, because for incoherent sources will not get interference pattern. That's why to get interference pattern we need a coherent sources but not an incoherent sources. Now what in a let us discuss even intensity of the wave is directly proportional to the width of the slit, and it is directly proportional to what? Square of the amplitude. For example, if the two values are having I1 is equal to I2, then contrast of the interference is maximum when we have both are having same intensity. Then what is when both having same intensity, equal intensities, then what is the resultant intensity? 4 I naught cos square pi by 2 for equal intensities. I1 is equal to I naught, I2 is equal to I naught. Then resultant intensity is equal to what? 4 I naught cos square. Then what is maximum intensity? 4 I naught is the maximum intensity. Then what is I is equal to I maximum into cos square pi by 2. I maximum into cos square pi by 2. Is it? Even we can write in terms of the amplitude source. This is what the intensity of the wave. Then what is the relation between phase difference? Phase difference is equal to delta pi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into delta x. Whereas path difference delta x is equal to phase difference in terms of the path difference. Phase difference, this is what path difference. Similarly, phase difference is equal to 2 pi by t into delta t. This is time difference. Path difference, wave. Is it okay? The relation between phase difference and path difference of the light wave. Delta x. Now let me introduce here Young's double slit experiment. Young's double slit experiment, very important. And compulsory bits will get from this topic. Young's double slit experiment, compulsory bits in the examinations, whatever it may be, not only for CT, even NEET or JMA, compulsory bit we are getting from this Young's double slit experiment concept. So let me write here. Two slits when we have taken S1 and S2 are two slits which are separated by distance D. D is the separation between these two slits. Now we have a screen, and from this one, this is what width. Intensity of the light is directly proportional to the width, or it is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude. Now we have to get the interference pattern at a point on the screen. Is it? This is what central point O. At a distance x, if you want to get the interference pattern, then this is what the path difference. Theta is the angular fringe. Then what is path difference? S2, and it is P, and let me take here Q. S2Q is nothing but path difference. S2P minus S1P is nothing but path difference. Path difference of the light. Even S2Q is nothing but path difference. Even S2Q is also path difference. That is equal to what? S2. Then what can I write S2? Sin theta is equal to what? Sin theta is equal to what? D by, S2Q by D. That implies S2Q is equal to what again? S2Q is equal to what? D sin theta. When D sin theta is nothing but what? Path difference. Path difference. Now to get maximum and minimum intensities for constructive and destructive interference, what would be the path differences? To observe the maximum intensity at point P, to get maximum intensity at P, maximum intensity at P, what will be the path difference? Path difference S2P minus S1P is equal to what? L. Is it okay? Then for small angles we can write, therefore what we can write even d sin theta is equal to what? N lambda. D sin theta is equal to n lambda. Even theta, then what is the angle of fringe? This is here n is equal to 0, 1, 2 and so on. If n is equal to 0, then center of bright fringe. This is maximum intensity is what? Bright fringes. Now distance of nth bright fringe is equal to x. N is equal to n lambda d by d. So already know n lambda by d is nothing but what here? Sin theta. And even here distance of nth dark fringe, instead of what is path difference n lambda, instead of n lambda for dark fringe 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2. Remember already we have seen just now. Then xn is equal to 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2 d by d, where n is equal to what? 1, 2, 3 and so on. Even you can take n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. N is equal to 0 corresponding to what? Central bright fringe. Is it? Now these are very important. Distance of nth bright fringe. N is equal to here. N is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. Whereas n is equal to 1 means first dark fringe. 2 into 1 lambda d by 2d. Where n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3 lambda d by 2d and so on. Odd multiples. Whereas what do you mean by the fringe width? Fringe width is nothing but the separation between two successive bright fringes or two consecutive dark fringes is called fringe width. Then fringe width beta is equal to lambda d by small d, where d is nothing but what? Separation between the screen and the slits, the plane of the slits. Now what happens this fringe width? If it is apparatus is immersed in water, apparatus is in water or any medium of refractive index mu, then lambda dash is equal to what you get? Lambda by mu. Wavelength will be decreased, then mu fringe width will become beta by mu. Beta dash is equal to what? Then this is what? Linear fringe width. Then what is angular fringe width? Angular fringe width is nothing but beta by capital D or lambda by small d. Theta is equal. From this one we get this one sin theta. For small angle sin theta is nothing but what? Theta. Then bring this d to this side. L lambda d by L lambda by d. Lambda by small d or beta by capital D. But what the angular fringe width of the Young's double slit experiment, and this fringe width is directly proportional to wavelength and directly proportional to separation between the plane of the slits and the screen, and inversely proportional to the separation between the two slits. Is it? So what we have? Let us see some. These interference will be takes place only for coherent sources. Now single source, if you are taking from this one, the light waves which are inside. But even take here one sodium light we have taken, here one sodium light we have taken, we have in same length. However, they have same length. These two slits are illuminated with the same wavelengths of light. But what would happen? These wavelengths which are emanating from S1 and S2, they will have the phase difference is different. They will not have constant phase difference. So that interference cannot be takes place. They do not consider as a coherent sources, and they will be like incoherent sources, so that we cannot observe the interference pattern. But instead of monochromatic light, if you use white light, if we use like white light, what will happen? Central what we have bright fringe will get white fringe. But from this one, nearer to this one we have red fringes, and farther we have violet fringes. violet fringes. Thereafter will not observe any fringes on both sides, not only one side, on both sides. Even we have a source at this point, yes, is it? Next double slit experiment, it is S1 and here it is what? S2. Now, if it is a source S, if the source is shifted by an angle pi S dash, if it is a O S P, if it is a O, now if this point I am taking as a, if the source is shifted by an angle pi, then the central bright fringe will be shifted by the same angle but in opposite angle. Here it is what? Pi, then O dash. S, Q, O. But if it is shifted by an angle pi, then what will be the fringe will be shifted by the same angle of S1, O, S1, Q, O dash by the same angle in opposite order. Remember, this contrast is maximum only when this D is very small and this capital D is maximum. In that case, only we can get this interference pattern. And let me discuss some more conditions regarding to this interference. For example, we have taken two slits in Young's double slit experiment, and in one of the slits, a transparent sheet of thickness T is placed. Then what would be the path reference and what would be the fringe pattern in a Young's double slit experiment? Let us see. S1 and S2. Here we have a screen, point B. Here a thickness of the sheet is T is placed. Thickness of this one T is placed. Then the path difference will be is equal to mu minus 1. Mu is the refractive index of the sheet and T is the thickness of the sheet. T is nothing but what? Thickness of the sheet. Thickness of the sheet. T is thickness, mu is what? Refractive index of the sheet which is placed. Now then this is what? Then how much? Distance of the shift. Distance of the shift of the central bright fringe or whatever we have taken, then is equal to mu minus 1 into T, distance x is equal to mu minus 1 into T, d by small d. Same as that x is equal to n lambda d by d, but instead of n lambda, which is nothing path reference, what we have write? Mu minus 1 into d by d. For bright fringe, if it is a dark fringe, instead of this mu minus 1 into T, d by 2d, lambda d by 2d, lambda d by 2d. Is it? Now, number of fringes shifted. Number of fringes shifted. How many number of fringes shifted? This side, how many number of fringes will be shifted from center? N is equal to mu minus 1 into d by lambda. Number of fringes shifted will be mu minus 1 into d by lambda. So these are what the important points regarding to this Young's double slit experiment, and let us discuss some numericals or objective problems based on this Young's double slit experiment, which is very important. You need to practice perfectly regarding this Young's double slit experiment problems. Let us see 8th one. What is 8th one? Ratio of intensities of two waves are given by 3:1. The ratio of intensities I1 is to I2 is equal to what? 3:1. Then what are they asking? Then the ratio of the amplitudes of the two waves. Ratio of the amplitudes A1 by A2 is equal to, remember, I is proportional to A square. That implies A is proportional to root I. Then what is here? Root I1 by root I2 is equal to root 3 by 1. Then what you get it is first half. Let us see ninth one. Ninth one. Two beams of light having intensities I and 4i interfere to produce a fringe pattern on screen. The phase difference between the beams is pi by 2 at a point A and pi at point B. Then the difference of between the resulting intensities at N. I1 is equal to given what? I2 is equal to given what? Which is it? 4. Then at point A, intensity Ij is equal to what is common for intensities? I1 plus I2 plus 2 root I1 root I2 cos pi. But at A, what is phase? Pi by 2 phase difference. Is it? Now I plus 4i plus 2 root I root 4i into cos pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 is what? 0. Then this term will become 0. What is here? 5. But at B, what is phase difference? Pi. At B, the phase difference is what? Pi. Therefore, IB is equal to I plus 4i plus 2 root I root 4i cos pi. Cos pi value is what? Minus 1. This value is minus 1. Then 5i minus 1 taken 2 into root I root 2i root of 4i 2 root I. Then 2 into 2 4i is equal to 5. They are asking the difference between the intensities. Difference between A and B. IA minus IB is equal to what? 5i minus I is equal to 4. 4i is what option? Second option. Let us see 10th one. 10. Three waves of equal frequency having amplitudes 10 micrometer, 4 micrometer and 7 micrometer. 7 micrometer arrive at a point, a given point with successive phase difference of pi by 2, the amplitude of the resulting wave in micrometers. Is it? They given 3 amplitudes with each pi by 2 phase difference. Let me take here A1 is equal to 10 micrometer. Then what is the phase difference between A1 and A2? Pi by 2. Then A2 is equal to how much is it? 7 micrometer. 7 micrometer. Is it 7? Sorry, it is 4 micrometer. 4. Now again, B is A3. Each phase difference between each amplitude of the wave is nothing but pi by 2. Again, then for A3 is equal to how much? 7 micrometer. Then what is the resultant amplitude? Look at when we have treated as a phasors and it's a vector. And from this point, A1 is in this direction, A2 is in this direction. Both are in opposite direction. Then what is the resultant amplitude? Cos 180 minus 1 only. Then what do you get? I1 minus A is equal to A13 is equal to what? A1 minus A3, which is 10 minus 7 is equal to what? 3 micrometer. Then what will be the direction of the resultant? In the direction of greater magnitude. So let me write here A13 resultant here, and here it is what? A2. Then this is 3 micrometer, it is 4 micrometer. Then what is phase difference between these two? 90 degrees. Theta is equal to 90 degrees. Then A is equal to root over A13 square plus A2 square plus 2A13 A2 cos theta is equal to root over A1 square. A1 means what? 3 square plus 4 square plus this cos 90 0. That is equal to what? 9 plus 16 root 25, which is 5 micrometer is the resulting amplitude of the three waves which are having successive amplitudes phase difference of 5 by 2. Second option. Let us see 11th one. 11th. Two sources of intensity I and 4i are used in an interference experiment. The intensity at points where the waves from the two sources. So propose with a phase difference of 0. Phase difference is equal to what? 0. Then what is intensity in this case? I plus 4i plus 2 root I root 4i cos 0. Cos 0 is what? 1. That is equal to 5i plus 2 into root I. This is what? 4i is equal to what? 9. First one. First one. Next, second one. What is phase difference? Pi by 2. Pi is equal to pi by 2. Then what is intensity? If you take I1, I2. Same, formula is same. I plus 4I plus this value is nothing but what? 4I plus into cos pi by 2. This value is 0. This term will become 0. Then 5. Third one, what we have? Pi, phase difference is pi. Then pi is equal to what? Pi. Then I3 is equal to what we get? I plus 4I plus 2 into, that is, this value is 4I into cos pi. Cos value is what? Minus 1. Cos pi value is what? Minus 1. Then 5I minus 4I, pi. Then 9I, 5I, and I, which is third of minus pi. Next one, 12th one. In Young's double-slit experiment, the angular width of the fringes is 0.2 degree. Angular width of fringes is what? 0.2 degree. Angular width 0.2. For sodium light, wavelength is what? Lambda is equal to 5890 angstrom. 5890 angstrom. In order to increase the angular width by 10%, the necessary change in wavelength, is it? Now, what would be the percentage change in angular width? 10%. Then, what is percentage change in wavelength? What is the formula for angular fringe width? Theta is equal to lambda by small d. Lambda by small d. Then, what is the percentage in delta theta? By theta into 100 is equal to what? D is constant. Then delta lambda by lambda into 100. Is it? Then this is what? 10%. 10%. Then delta lambda is equal to lambda into 10% of this one. Then, because this is directly proportional to that one. Delta lambda by lambda is equal to what? 10% of this. 10%. Then delta lambda is equal to what? 5890 into 10 by 100 is equal to minus 589 angstrom. Is it? So what they ask here? The necessary change in weight. Delta lambda is equal to change in weight. How much is it? 589 angstrom. Increase or decreases? Is it increase or decreases? In order to increase the angular fringe width increases. So that what would be happening to the wavelength? Wavelength also increases because the wavelength is directly proportional to the angular fringe width. Then wavelength increases by 589 angstrom to the initial value. Let's see next one. Here the intensities of the two interfering beams in Young's double-slit experiment are I1 and I2. Then the contrast between the maximum and minimum intensities is good when. So already we have seen that one. When is the contrast is good? If both are having the same intensities. I1 is equal to I2, which is 4,000. 14. Distance between screen and source is decreased by 25%. Distance between screen and slit is decreased by 2. Then delta D by D is equal to 25% is decreased. Then percentage change in the fringe width. Percentage change in the fringe width. Delta B by beta into 100 is equal to. Remember, beta is equal to what is known? Lambda capital D by small d. Now we know already lambda is constant, yeah, d is also constant. What will be the fringe width now? Beta is directly proportional to what? Capital D. Then what is percentage change in fringe width? Delta beta by beta into 100 is equal to delta d by d into 100. So this is what 25%. Then fringe width is also decreased by what? 25%. This is fourth option. Let us see 15th one. In Young's Chapter experiment, the slits are 3 millimeter apart. Small d is equal to 3 millimeter, which is 3 into 10 power minus 3 meter. Millimeter. And the wavelength of the light used is 5000 angstrom. Wavelength lambda is equal to what? 5000 angstrom, which is 5 into 10 power minus 7 meter. Angstrom 10 power minus 10 meter. The slit size of the screen is at 90 centimeter. Capital D is equal to which is it? 90 centimeter. Capital D is equal to 90 centimeter. The fringe width in millimeters. What is it calculate? Beta. What is formula for beta? Lambda d by small d. Fringe width. Fringe width. Is it? Now lambda 5 into 10 power minus 7 into d. Capital D is what? 90 into 10 power minus 2 by small d is what here? 3 into 10 power minus 3. Now look at this. Here it is 30 times. Is it? 10 power minus 3 whole kilometer plus 3 minus 4 minus 2 minus 6. Then 5 into 30. 150 into 10 power minus 3 minus 6. Then but they asked in millimeter. Answer is given. You need to give the answer is in millimeter. Then 10 power minus 3 is for 0.15 into 10 power minus 3. 0.15. Fourth option. That is the 16th one. In Young's experiment, intensity at a point on a screen is 75% the maximum value. Minimum phase difference between the waves arriving at this point from the two slits. So what is intensity in Young's double slit experiment? I is equal to 4 I naught cos square pi by 2. Is it? But they given already intensity at this point, at a point P. Intensity at point P is 75% of the maximum value. This is nothing but what? Maximum. And I maximum. Therefore, I is equal to what you know? 75% of the maximum. I maximum is equal to I maximum into cos square pi by 2. Have you understood here? I is given 75% of the maximum. Then 75 by 100. 3 by 4. I maximum cancel. Is equal to what? Cos square pi by 2. But root 3 by 2 is equal to cos pi by 2. Is it? Root 3 by 2 means what? For what it is root 3, cos is root 3 by 2 for 30 degrees. Then 30 degrees is equal to what? Pi by 2. Pi is equal to how much here? 60 degrees. 2 into 30, 60. Then what is the phase difference we have to get 75% for maximum intensity? Pi by 3, which is 60 degrees. 70. In the Young's double slit experiment, using a monochromatic light of wavelength lambda, the path difference corresponding to any point having half the peak intensity. Is it okay? Half the peak intensity. Path difference. What is the path difference? Path difference for half the peak intensity. For peak intensity what? 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. But what we have calculated here? We need to calculate the path difference for half the peak intensity. What path difference here? Okay, let us say first what is I maximum? I is equal to I maximum into cos square pi by 2. But what should have intensity? I maximum, half of the maximum intensity. I maximum into cos square pi by 2. Cos square pi by 2. Now I max cancel. Then cos pi by 2 is equal to what I get here? 1 by 2. Is it? Then 1 by 2 means here, what is pi by 2 value here? 1 by 2. Pi by 4. 1 by root to this one. 1 by root is for what? Cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 4. That means for pi by 4 and 3 pi by 4 and 5 pi by 4 and so on. That means 2n plus 1 into phase difference pi by 2 is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 4. Odd multiples of the pi by 4. Then here what? 2 n times pi is equal to what? Phase difference. Phase difference is equal to what? Pi is equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda, sorry, pi by 2. But we don't want path reference. Oh, phase difference is not asking here. Here they are asking to find the path reference. What is path difference? Path difference is equal to what do you get? Lambda is equal to 2 pi. Instead of pi, what you can make here? Lambda by 2. Just write instead of lambda by 2. That is equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2 by 2. Lambda by 4. First task you will get from this. Is it? Next one. 18th one. In 8th terms explain, the separation of the two slits is doubled. Separation of the two slits is doubled. D2 is equal to 2D doubled. To keep the same spacing of the fringes, that means beta is equal to constant. The distance d of the screen should be moved. What is d? We know beta is equal to what? Lambda d by d. Then beta is constant, wavelength is constant. D is directly proportional to what? D. Then d2 by d1 is equal to what? d2 by d1 directly proportional. d2 is nothing but what? 2d by d2. Then d2 is equal to what again? 2 times of the initial spacing we need to increase, which is third option. In any structure explain, if the two slits of equal amplitude A and wavelength lambda, in another explain, if the same arrangement of the two slits are made to act as incoherent sources. First one is coherent, second one is incoherent source. Then, what is the ratio of the intensity set the middle point of the screen for first case and second case? In first case, I1 is equal to what is known? I maximum into cos square pi by 2. Middle, at midpoint, what is the intensity? Maximum. Phase difference is what? 0. Then I1 is equal to what? I maximum, which is 4 I naught. 4 I naught. At middle, 4 I naught. Similarly, for incoherent sources, I2 is equal to intensities are just added for incoherent sources. There is no contrast interference pattern will get. Then I plus I, which is 2I. Then I1 by I0, I1 by 2 is equal to what again? 4 by 2. 4 I0 by 2 I0, which is equal to what? Which is first option. So these are what today we have seen. Today just we have discussed about the Huygens principle based and interference, Young's double slit experiment interference. Still we have some more application based on interference, and thereafter we discuss about diffraction and polarization in next class. In next class we discuss about interference and diffraction in Huygens principle has completed. Even we discuss about the Doppler effect in light also. Thank you.